Hey, we're talking CBA today. We are approaching the deadline that has been set by the WNBA and the WNBA Players Association. They have extended this deadline for until January the 9th, right? So, with that being said, we steadily approaching. We are slow walking. We are less than 30 days away. So, let's give you some breakdown here on the FanWire podcast. Some of what, you know, what's going on, right? All right. So, again, the deadline is January 9th, 2026. They already had a few other deadlines, but it was like, hey, let's keep moving. Let's keep working towards finding some type of resolution to, what's going on. But guess what? They haven't been able to figure it out. Let's just say that, right? So, give me a second here. Give me a second. All right. Well, anyway, yeah. So they haven't been able to come to a resolution because, it's a give and take with these type of things, right? These collective bargaining agreements can be very difficult at times, depending on the individuals involved, because nobody wants to give up any leverage or any type of they don't want to give up too much, right? That's on both sides. So the league don't want to give up too much resources. They want to maximize the resources that they are able to acquire for themselves, their stakeholders, whoever, right? And the players are like, hey, we want to get as much resources as we can get because we're the ones putting our bodies on the line. We're the ones that are doing all these great things and making individuals love the WNBA. Because if you don't have the players, you don't have a WNBA, right? The WNBA is probably the biggest well-known platform for women's basketball as of this moment right now. But that's still, that can switch up. There's a lot of things moving and shaking in the background. There's a lot of leagues in development. But again, this lockout is looming. This lockout is pretty much, it's like right here, So I believe that this deadline is going to come and go. I don't think they're going to reach an agreement. Because I still believe that they still have a few more days to figure something out. But if it's a hard stop on that date, on January 9th, these parties better figure something out. It's too much money. It's too much business that can be thrown in the trash. Too much goodwill with the fans and potential fans for women's basketball not to be played in the WNBA. Again, the WNBA is the biggest, most known platform for women's basketball. Is it the best? That's up for debate, right? But when it comes to how a team is able to function without players, this isn't like the NBA or the NFL where you have so many years of goodwill and people are invested in teams the way that they are with these leagues, right? But when it comes back to the WNBA, they're still building. They're still trying to, they're pushing this thing forward. The train is going down the tracks. You can't mess up the train because this is a money train right now. This train is too much business. It's too much money to be made for individuals to mess it up. So, with that being said, the individual that's running the WNBA right now, I say this, if she don't get this together, and figure out how to get this deal done, they need to get her out the way. They need to get her out the way. It's too much money that can be made. It's way too much. All right. So some things that I believe the players should definitely be getting rid of in this particular CBA are as follows, right? The core designation should be one of the number one things that these WNBA women, these ladies, these women, these business women need to get out of the way. That's one of the number one things, right? And the reason why I say that core designation, because that core designation is only there to help teams strap players to teams, right? And when I say strap players to teams, that is there so that they can keep players in the fold without having to pay them. That's all that is for. That is a control mechanism to make sure that salaries do not go past a certain point. And it won't be player movement as it could be. That's the only reason for that core designation. Let's be real, right? And the women of this league need to get rid of it. Throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash because it's not here to help. If anything, it's here to hinder, right? That should be one of the number one things to get rid of in the CBA, right? But of course, the league and these teams don't want that to happen because guess what? If it happens, it's a free-for-all, right? It's a free-for-all. But I'll say this. These ladies, these women, this is the most leverage they will ever have as players to get what they want. So I say press on the gas. Don't let up off their neck. Keep stepping on them. Because at the end of the day, there are other opportunities that could come, right? So you got Project B League. You have Unrivaled. No telling what other leagues coming, right? There are many opportunities for these ladies and women to make some money. It's just a matter of we'll be with the WNBA or not, right? So again, January 6th, that day is approaching. That day is coming. So it's like, hey, do we it's like, do the ladies, do they continue to go with what has been going as planned? And pretty much the league is like, hey, we're not trying to give y'all a bunch of anything. We're going to take some stuff away because we're trying to maximize this money that we're going to keep for ourselves, right? But these ladies are too savvy. They too savvy. Their business acumen is too savvy right now. They go get what they want. And if they got to burn the house down to get it, they're going to do it. And honestly, I don't blame you. Get your coins. Because at the end of the day, they going to make them. The money's going to be made. It's just a matter of who make it. It's enough pieces of this pie so that individuals can all eat and all get a piece. It's enough. It's totally enough. All right, so we said get rid of the core designation, right? Because just so everybody know what the core designation, what it means. So that means that when a player becomes a free agent, right? A player has the opportunity to go to another team, get a better payday, right? But a core designation offers the team the ability to have first opportunity to negotiate and to retain their services, right? So pretty much it's like in the NFL where they have it escaped my mind. But the NFL has a way that they can keep hold of players, right? So it's the equivalent of that. So just know they got to get rid of it. Got to throw it in the trash. All right. So one thing that I've noticed from the media is when it comes to the league, they don't want to give, you know, profit sharing and things of that nature because that that they want to get the players stuck into this particular amount of money, right? Or make millions of dollars or this, that, and the third. But the thing is this, with how revenue grows, especially with sports leagues, these leagues want you to be stuck into this particular amount of money for X amount of time, right? Because they're going to keep building and keep making money. It's a gravy train. It's a cash cow. It's always going to be new investors. It's always going to be new partners, whether it's TV, streaming, whether it's print material, whether it's, it could be food and beverage, it could be liquor, it could be anything. It could be anything. And especially now since they might be allowing marijuana to be legalized and all that type of stuff, it's so much opportunity for profit. So they want the players to be stuck into one particular amount of money so that when even more revenue comes, hey, we ain't got to pay you nothing. This is more money in our pocket. But when it comes to the women of the WNBA, when they say, hey, we want profit sharing, they are smart business women. They see what's coming, and you can't pull the wool over their eye. So that's another reason why I think it's so important that Nafisha Collier and Stewie, Breonna Stewart, created Unrivaled, because they see how a league can be ran. And also the potential for profit and all of these mechanisms on how they make profit. And also how the league can actually be trying to circumvent providing all information, or they can be cooking the books, you can say, all these different things, right? So they're too savvy to be played with. So that's why I think that the women are gonna go as hard as they can, and they're gonna get their just due at the end of the day. They're gonna get their just due. All right. So, Summer Breeze, I appreciate you for tuning in. You're always a faithful watcher. We thank you so much. We appreciate you. All right. But yeah, it's so much going on right now that it's just like, what can happen here? And it's just a matter of who's going to fold, because at the end of the day, the money needs to be made. It's too much money for it not to be made. Too much. So let's see here. So let's talk more about the salaries and the revenue, right? So the league has went so far as to offer 100 million. I'm sorry. Hold up. Let me rephrase that. Let me backtrack and make sure I'm saying this correctly. $1 million contracts plus, right? With minimums contracts being, let's say, around $500,000, right? I'm sorry. The average is $500,000, and the minimum is $225,000 contracts. For a regular person, that's some good money. That's some good money, right? But when you talk about WNBA players and people that know their value, they might be like, I don't know about this. That's a good starting point on top of our revenue sharing, right? Because revenue sharing, like I said, the growth in revenue, it can get crazy, right? All right, so let's see here. The league has decided they wanted to, okay, we're going to give you a little bit more of this carrot, but we're going to take some pieces away. In a way, I agree, but in a way, I don't on this one. The league has stated that if we offer you or give you this amount of money, we're going to take away the housing benefit, right? So when it comes to the housing benefit is this. When you have a new player coming to a new city, whether they got traded, signed, or whatever, the WNBA takes care of their housing, right? So whether it can be, condo, apartment, house, whatever, right? It just depends on the deal that they come to, right? So I can see a benefit in that, these players are making X amount of money, right? That they can be like, hey, y'all can cover that cost now. Okay, to a degree, right? But when it comes to players that are new to the team, when it comes to players that are coming in for tryouts and workouts, when it comes to players that have gotten cut, all these type of scenarios you got to look into, right? I would say for players that are coming into the league and, they're trying to make the team and things like that, the team needs to cover that housing flat out. They need to cover that without a doubt. So when it comes to players that are more established, I believe that those teams should or could have a structure where, hey, you got to fit the bill because you're making X amount of dollars, right? One thing that you can also look at is this: when it comes to teams, when it comes to teams where you have hardship players, those players should be housed by the team, right? And also, if I were a team, I would have a department or some type of individual working for the organization that handles temporary housing for players, right? Whether it's short-term rentals, whether it's long-term rentals, even if someone says, "Hey, I want to put my roots here," that somebody for the team should be handling that. Or that could be something that somebody need a type of uh, 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 a resource that needs somebody can provide to teams or even to the league. But yeah, I think that should happen. Even if it's just an Airbnb, right? The team should be fitting that bill. So, yeah, we'll see. All right. So one more thing, the schedule. So the schedule, as a fan watching the WNBA last year, you loved it because it was literally like you can literally see your team every other night, right? But when it comes to the safety and the viability of your teams, when it comes to how your players are able to recover from injury or even just the grind of playing WNBA games, because they are super physical games. They need an opportunity to, get themselves together, get treatment, rehab, all that good stuff. Get rest, recovery. It's important. I believe that the season needs to be extended longer. The team needs to be extended. The season needs to be extended to further into the start of the NBA season. And because you don't want to go in the opposite direction. It was proposed that the season would start earlier into the college season. What does that do? That messes up March Madness and messes up college basketball. That these players that's coming into the WNBA make more money in college. They're not going to give a crap about coming to the league until the last minute. No, don't. That is a cluster mess up. By starting the season earlier into college women's basketball season, it doesn't make any sense. Well, if you flip it on the flip side and put it on the back end, you're going to have some fans that's going to tune out because they're going to watch NBA basketball, but your core fans are going to be watching regardless, right? And with the addition of additional teams, I think it's important that they do it that way, right? So when it comes to, let's say this, we also got to look at it like this. There is a possibility that it could be a legit work stoppage, or and that work stoppage could come from a strike by the players or the lockout by the league. But it doesn't benefit both sides. It doesn't benefit both sides at all for it to be a work stoppage, right? It's great to all this stuff is happening in all season. It's not like they went to strike during the middle of the season or something crazy like that. But it's just like, it doesn't benefit nobody at all. So with a new agreement, make sure everybody. Okay, let me say it like this. You know how you could say, hey, let's come into agreement so we can make sure everybody's happy? That's impossible. This is business. This is money. Nobody's going to be happy. People are going to just be able to handle or stomach what they're willing to lose for the greater good, and that's to make business. Yeah. Uncle Luke Weeze 6629. Thank you for tuning in. All right, he said, what's up? Late but here. I hope no lockout. I hope the players don't push too far. The league is in a delicate place. A lockout could be death. It almost killed Mob years ago. And WNBA isn't as healthy. Yeah, I agree 100%, man. Uncle Weeze 6629. I believe that it doesn't benefit anybody. Nobody. It doesn't benefit the kids. It doesn't benefit anybody. All right. Summer Breeze 6250. Where can I purchase some FanWire merch? That is a very great question. What I can do is this. When we do our next stream, I'm going to put up some information about how individuals can get merch, because it's definitely available. We got some things popping, right? So yeah, and we might, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna figure out how to do a giveaway on this YouTube channel, and we're gonna give some merch to the fans. So let's figure out how to do it. I'm gonna figure out how to do it, and on the next stream, y'all make sure y'all tune in and try to get this merch. It could be t-shirt, it could be a hoodie, it could be a hat, it could be anything. We got some stuff, Yeah. So, we appreciate all of the fans that tune in, whether it's for a couple minutes, for the whole show. We appreciate you all. So let's get back to the CBA talk. Again, we got till January 9th, as of right now, to figure out what's next and what's going on. So since we got some folk in here in the comments, let me know real quick. Do you think that we're going to come to a deal on January 9th? Do you think that things are going to be extended again, this deadline? Or do you think a strike is going to occur? Or let me say this, a work stoppage will occur. Let me know real quick. Let's see here. Oh, another negative impact for the WNBA if nobody comes to an agreement. We don't have an expansion draft, which is set, right? That's important to the expansion of these 2 new teams, which is the Portland Fire, the Toronto Tempo, right? So if you don't get that done, guess what that means? You don't have 2 new expansion teams that's coming online. And there's been a whole lot of money that has already been spent to get these teams to come online. It doesn't benefit the league or these players, but definitely don't the league to keep dragging their feet because they got work to do. The WNBA, certain teams, when it comes to how they operate in deadlines, they ain't always been the best. Trust me, I covered certain teams. I covered the Mystics, and it's like, yo, some things make you be like, right? But anyway, okay. So Summer Breeze, you said, I say no agreement. That'll be tough. That'll be tough. That'll be so tough. All right. Uncle Weed 6629. Push for what they can, get what you can. I'm not against that, but there must not be a work stoppage. I'm in MLB. Okay, yes. Earlier, not the mob. I was about to say, hey, you know something about some organized crime. I don't know. But yes, you're right. MLB, that is 100% fact. 100% fact. Yep. And 2, there's nothing else to watch in the summer. It's needed. We need women's basketball. We need it. All right. So we all hope and pray that we're able to get some type of resolution to the CBA. But we just gotta hope, pray, and see what's coming. Yeah. Anyway, it's your host Delano on the FanWire Podcast. We appreciate everybody for stopping through, checking in with us. And make sure you follow us over social media. And look out for this good giveaway coming on the next stream, and we'll see what y'all like. And we definitely gonna need y'all to post on social media y'all rocking y'all merch, so we appreciate y'all. It's your host Delano, your trusted voice for watching Mystic content, and we bringing you all that good WNBA information too. Hey, we out here to help you. We out here to get y'all in tune. We're going to catch y'all later. We're going to catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all enjoy y'all Saturday. I'm out of here.